is Comic Uno. It's aimed in review for Nova, issue 9. And before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a little update. Of course, I have Comic Uno episode 19, and that's the show where I review all of the comics I read this week in one show. And here are the exclusive comics for that show. Pretty Deadly, issue 1, which is an Image comic, which I read digitally. Green Team, issue 5. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, issue 32. Red Lanterns, issue 24. Teen Titans, issue 24. And then Superior Carnage, issue 4. So definitely go check that out, and I'll be annotated. But let's talk about Nova in Infinity Tie-In, issue 9. You know, Nova is a pretty good series. I always enjoy it. It's usually a solid series, and I think more people should give it a try. It's a really fun series, and I love the art here, and this whole cover makes me intrigued. Forget about the Infinity tie-in, because it really isn't that much of an Infinity tie-in. You really don't have to read this if you're not reading Infinity. Witness, I'm not reading Infinity, and I knew exactly what was going on. So if you've been reading Nova, you'll understand what's going on. So I do recommend read Nova, though. I don't think this is a great jumping on point. Especially if you're like, I have to pick up everything Infinity. You might be a little disappointed because it's not Infinity. But very cool cover. Really been enjoying the art for Nova. But let's see what's going on in the story. So in this issue, we get to see the new Warriors kinda teaming up. Because we got Speedball, Justice, and of course our main character, Nova. They're teaming up, and they go near Nova's house. He's like, oh my god, my house is on fire. And we get to see the main villain. I don't know her name, but she works for Thanos. And she kidnapped Sam Alexander's mother and sister. Now, the sister, she's out cold, so you don't have to worry of her actually knowing anything. But her mother is not out cold. And she's like, well, I have this fresh meat here, and I want to kill them, but you have to do something for me. And if you can fight me without your helmet, then they're saved. And Sam Alexander gets pretty upset about that. It's like, you just called my mother a cow, you know, alright, let's fight. I, of course, want to save my sister and mother. So they do fight without the helmet for a little while. We see that this is totally unfair. The woman's being a bully against Sam. And he's like, alright, if you're not going to play fair, because of course you know you're going to win this, I'm not going to play fair. So he wears his helmet, he defeats the woman, and actually his mom says, yeah, go kick this girl's ass. Go defeat her. So we get to see that Sam Alexander, they go to another world by accident, and he does defeat this woman, and it takes him it seems like about a day or a week for him to get back, because he doesn't know exactly where he is. And the woman does lose, and she gets trapped into like a cocoon because her people are upset of her. It's like, oh, well, if this is the worst punishment. We're not even going to kill you. We're just going to trap you because you failed. But we do get to see a little story of the household. We get to see Speedball and Justice. They're helping out Sam's mom and sister. And the sister doesn't know about the Nova stuff, but of course his mom does know. And it seems like they're going to be starting the new Warrior team. And the mom is proud of that. So, and it seems like, it does seem that we'll see Speedball and Justice a little bit more in the series and maybe become more part of Sam's life, and not just Nova's life. So I thought that was really interesting, and one thing I really like about Nova is that they do have that family aspect, and not just, oh, I'm Nova, I'll go into space. It's a very grounded series. I gotta say, I love this issue. It almost was my pick of the week. Literally, it was my pick of the week until I read one last issue, which I did save for last, but I was like, oh, I'm kind of anticipating it. And it was so close to being my pick of the week. But I so much enjoyed this. Had a blast with it, had fun, laughed at Speedball's jokes. I love these characters right now. Very excited for New Warriors. I never read New Warriors before. I knew who Speedball was, never knew who Justice was, so I had so much fun with them here. I had fun with the mother also, just her being understanding, but also being that motherly figure. And I really love the relationship Sam and his mother does have. But then there's just that mix of great space story. Again, one unique thing with Nova I've never seen before is to ground a space story. And I think Nova does that perfectly, and I hope they don't stray away from that. Because I think the family aspect is something that made this issue and is making this series. Again, this is just a blast to read. The art is great. Here's an example. Just the fighting scenes are great here. If you're not reading Nova, pick it up, because again, this was just a great issue. This is not a jumping off point. I would read a couple issues before this, but still, read this. It's such a fun ride. I give it 5 stars. Love this issue, and can't wait for the next one. Can't wait for New Warriors, because hopefully it has the same feel as what Nova's been having. So 5 stars. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Unknown, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Unknown and the random situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.